Go to the YouTubes. Gotta play the musics.
This is so
Mosics.
Mosics.
Oh yeah, turd.
exciting.
Devonition. World of Darkness. Paul. Paul. Where's? Oh, there he is. Okay, that's the right one. Damn, nigga, your face is all fucked up.
Yep.
Here, everybody, you can look at Paul. Okay,
Oh, look at Paul.
everyone go look
Damn,
at Paul.
Paul,
Don't
you
look him directly in
scary.
the eyes. It may
Look
angers
at
him.
Paul's.
Oh yeah, he's got his little teeth showing up in his mouth.
Do 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 do. Music.
I'm guessing he'll be the oldest character in the group. Maybe
I don't know.
it depends on. I'm not sure how
Well,
old Valentina is. So iPhone's character might be older. I'm like,
We got a
37.
13-year-old, we got a 19-year-old. How old is Mag's character?
Clark. I forgot. Isn't he his 20s? I'm not sure. 37? Oh, okay. Wait,
Okay,
oh, that's Paul.
37.
Right?
Oh well, Taco
Well,
and Paul.
Wait. Taco and Paul will probably have the oldest, unless Zyphon has the oldest.
Yeah, we don't
I
know.
don't- I think
how
How
that's
old
old
are
fine.
y'all characters?
Mine is 19.
Okay.
Mine's 13.
College student.
How old is Zyphon's character?
I don't know.
I think she might be in her 20s.
Because Vance is 25.
Yeah.
Whoa, that shit zoomed in super hard. Oh my god. Stop looking at me hallway. You're creepy as shit.
Oh wait, I gotta go back to that.
O
Gotta go
M
back to
Don't stare into the abyss.
O
The
M
abyss
G G.
stares back into you.
That sounds kinky.
Oh,
GG.
Yes.
Mm.
That's totally what it meant.
This is a pretty sweet character, honestly.
Is he?
This is the first time I've had to deal with a character like this, so this will be interesting.
Really? Like, you mean history, background, or?
Yeah, well, in general. What happened to your partners?
Oh, they're still alive, doing their thing.
Alright.
Probably going for bigger heists.
alright, he's a thief.
Yep. It's been almost
This
15
one's
years.
called
They've
The
probably all separated
Prestige.
by now.
Scariest music
So he's like the
ever.
token.
Prestige.
He's gonna be the token bad guy of the group.
Here's a picture of the
well,
song.
he's not bad. It's just like he's just wants money. Shit.
This is what the song looks like. The scariest music ever, they say.
Spookiest.
The song looks like.
The scariest music ever.
Man, it looks pretty scary from what I can see.
I don't see anything.
It's in the stream.
Watch me.
The people in the stream will be able to see it.
Oh,
Here, I'll link you guys to the song.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
That's what it is.
Alright.
You just see a skeleton walking down the hallway. Spooky, scary.
Something at you. Fire from your mouth.
She's running at you like a titan.
Oh god.
Our Titans are
Friggin' Titans and World of Darkness.
God. Having to kill a Titan. No freaking. I mean,
Oh my
well,
God.
it depends on the size. It could be like a tinier one, but at the same time, it could be like some huge ass one that can be.
God damn it,
What,
Taco.
what is the
Alright.
gear called again? 3D maneuvering.
maneuver.
Roll for 3D maneuvering gear.
Roll
What is
for
this,
3D.
a disastrous failure?
God damn it, Taco.
Oh my god, this is my favorite fucking video on the internet. Good.
What's good, Yaga? Been a long time.
The way that it walks so perfectly with the song is just destroys.
That is so awesome.
Okay,
Oh, I know the perfect place for you, Devo.
What?
You get some more tea, be right back.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
oh, this is gonna be
Perfect place.
very exciting. Oh.
Yeah.
Rax is all warmed up.
Now we're
He's
moving
ready
to the
fuck
killing
shit
it.
up. He's ready to fuck my
Killing
shit
me
up.
good.
You're going to anime club.
Oh no, the scariest place imaginable.
Your first paranormal experience are a bunch of weeaboos.
Oh God,
Are
have
they
fun.
even paranormal?
They shouldn't exist.
They're like weeaboos, but with actual like anime powers.
Oh no. Shoot a Kamehameha waves.
The power to procure Picari sweat at the will.
Oh God. Now Picard sweat.
I call upon the power of Picari sweat. Tastes mildly bearable.
What does it even taste like? This
It's like aloe vera.
is it? Oh, it's not bad. Aloe vera.
Yeah, it's like a watered down taste of aloe vera.
I like aloe vera. I don't really like Picari sweat.
It's such a weird name for it too. Just
Yeah, blame the Japanese for naming it.
sweat. Everybody loves sweat.
It's
What
like
is-
their energy drink,
What
I
does
think.
Picari mean?
Fuck if I know.
I have no idea. I need to find a good picture.
Oh god, I thought for the like a split second when you started humming, I thought you were gonna sing that song from Evangelion.
Wait, which one? Like the opening?
Yeah, yeah. Because you started with that note. Dude.
God damn it, guys.
Put on the bichord version.
No, stop.
It cometh. God damn, this music is creepy as shit. I need to use this more often. It's fantastic. I love it.
It's fate.
I think there's an actual song in Ava called Fate.
Oh,
I'm not surprised. There's a lost song called
is there
Fate.
one called Giant Robots?
I think so. Probably in like Latin or something. Trying to be edgy.
Yeah.
It's like fate, destiny. Locked in the park. Something. There's like a song called like Walking Barefoot in the Park, and that's literally the title.
Sounds like a great title.
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing right now? Walking Barefoot in the Park, that could be a song name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really am digging the music. It's really, really good.
Creepy as shit.
Oh shit, son.
Ah, snap.
Hear it. I don't want you in the hood.
Alright, here we go. You ready for this, Devo?
Drax's name.
Yes, hello.
I'm just gonna have this song repeat over and over again.
Oh god.
Oh my god, what if some asshole put up a poster scare music on YouTube and at the last 5 seconds there's like a jump scare
Oh.
in the video?
Okay, yeah, I'm turning it down.
No, it's oh.
Okay.
No, I had to turn it down because it's hard to hear. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road.
Paul's turn.
This one
There's
is
like,
gonna be
what
interesting.
monster's gonna be this time?
Monster of the week.
Monster
It's
of
an
the-
owl, and the moment you see the owl, it goes, I'm a singer, and I'm a singer. I'm a singer.
God damn it.
Spooky.
Life wasn't very, you know, for you, things, your odd jobs that you cover every single night, every night, couple of nights, you kind of go and take them up as you go, but nothing has been really big. Once again, you know, you've been taking the smallest cut of the paychecks for a reason, more satisfied with the small trinkets and trophies of your successes. You had done your best for the longest time to stay under the radar, but somehow your partners from back in college, your two dorm mates, they find you again. Um, one of them much more successful, obviously, in their endeavors. The other, you know, he's kind of in a similar situation to you, but he's a lot more bitter about it. Um, And you can kind of see the seething sort of jealousy that he had for your both of your former partners, you know, successes. He comes to you and you know, he gives you a call up on the phone and you know wants to know how you're doing and asks if you'd be interested in meeting with the old crew. He knows that you can't talk, so he'll just assume that you'll be showing up anyway. He says, if you're interested, I'll see you at over at this bar that we used to hang out at. It's abandoned, it's gone, but I can get in, and I'm sure you can too. So, if you're interested in a really unusual kind of a job, meet me over there, okay? Hang up the phone. What do you choose to do, Devo?
Well, what time is it? Nighttime?
It's nighttime, you know, and money is a bit scarce at the moment, so it's a little hard to you know, not want to take a job up.
Alright, yeah. I go meet them at the location.
All right. As soon as you get there, you have to dodge out of the way as a chair gets thrown and smashed against the wall next to you, and you see that let's see. Do you have names for your two partners?
Just nah.
Just give
All
him
right.
one.
The obviously
Midget 1
much
and Midget 2.
the much richer one. His name's Jameson. And the one that it had thrown the chair, his name is Carl.
Carl.
So Carl is clearly pissed off with Jameson for one reason or the next, and said that, you know, he seems pretty mad over the fact that he has been kind of left out in the dark about all the things that have been going on, and you guys were supposed to be working together. You're gonna make it big together, and he left you too. He sees you, and then, you know, he tries to get you involved in their little spat, their little argument, saying that, you know, he points at you and says, you know, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be nearly what you are today. You'd be in jail. You know, that kind of, he's really pissed off. Jameson, he's kind of trying to say, calm down, man, calm down. Look, it's he doesn't know what to say about it, so he looks at you and looks to you for help, obviously, to get this this crazy motherfucker to calm down so you can talk about the job.
What the fuck, guys? I'm fucking mute. What do you want me to do? I just shrug my shoulders.
Carl seems to calm down a lot more with you around, and he, with a huff, sits down on a table, an old decrepit table that breaks apart under him. He's gained a lot of weight.
Bet.
Jameson, he's in a suit, he leans back against the bar and says, alright guys, alright. Look, I know I've kind of ditched you guys for bigger jobs and bigger heists, but that's in the past, okay? The job I got is gonna make us all rich. And I'm talking set for life. Never have to take another job up, okay? Carl seems a little more on the... He calms down, simmers down a lot more, and he just huffs and looks over this over the side. Diva, what's your character doing?
Well, he's probably leaning against the wall. Probably somewhere where there's not a lot of light.
Yeah.
After hearing that he wants him for a big job that'll set him for life, he'll probably lean forward in anticipation. He's probably eager to hear what he has to say.
He says, okay, alright. So now, I've been working with some people and really weird kind of group, you know. I don't know too much about them, but things have been working out real great with them. So I know that they won't lead me astray with this job. And you know, I decided after hearing about it that I'd take two of my best friends along with me because hey, it was really messed up for me to leave you guys behind, okay? And I understand that. But I wanna make up for it. So and he leans back, kind of thinking about what he exactly wants to tell you guys. And you could tell that even though he's here with the intentions of working with you, he's not going to tell you everything. He says, so, alright, I know this is going to sound really, odd, okay? They told me, this group that I've been working with, of course, I can't tell you who they are. They have asked me to pull off several heists that have pretty much gotten me pretty well set. But this particular one takes place... Honestly, this is an easy job. I don't even know why any one of us could do this. But, like I said, guys, I just want to help you guys out. I know you guys have been going through some rough stuff. We're going to be going into an old asylum.
That's always a fun place.
Oh.
You know, they
Right.
say, I know what you're thinking. Asylum, where's the money in that? No one's even there to have money, you know, to be found. And at this point, Carl's not very bright. Carl says pretty much the exact same thing he said. He said, there's no money to be made in an asylum, Jameson. The guys that you're working with are full of shit. They're fucking with you, dude. And Jameson says, just quiet down, hold on a second. Their leads have always been good to me, okay, man? They've never screwed me. And so, I am interested in going into this asylum, and we're going to be looking for a safe that's supposedly hidden inside. They say that, when the place was shut down, it was, well, for starters, let me go into a little bit of history of the place. This asylum was supposedly, you know, oh, spooky, built right next to a graveyard. And they say that there's, in that graveyard, supposedly a lot of treasure. A lot of, an old safe has been hidden inside one of the graves. The problem being that the asylum was built right on top of it. They also said that it was left behind there since when the asylum closed, a lot of people got killed. So whoever knew where it was most likely died inside of that asylum. But if they had found it, then we have a very good chance of locating it and making use of and finding the safe and taking all the treasure for ourselves. Carl, being the brilliant and wonderful person he is, says, "What kind of treasure, Jameson? Come on, treasure? Seriously? What do we fucking look like? Pirates?" And he says, "No, no, no, no. We're talking about," and like I said, it's crazy. We're talking about old Indian treasure. Somewhere inside that asylum. And at this point, he kind of looks over at you, Devo. He says, "Paul, I know it's a long shot. I know it's weird. But you gotta trust me on this. These guys have been good to me. And I know that I'm going to need your expertise to help secure this." Devo, go ahead and make a wits and empathy check.
Okay, wits is 4, empathy's -1, so that's 3. Oh. Fails.
While he is hiding something, that much is known. He's really hiding something, and he's not explaining everything. But you don't have any reason to believe that this is going to be a particularly dangerous job. It's just a fucking asylum.
Yeah. Just stroking his chin, thinking about it, cross-armed. And then he makes a twirling motion with his hand as if to keep going. Tell us more.
Alright. We're going to be heading out tomorrow night, so get your shit packed up. I'll drive. I've got all the equipment you need and then some, okay? So don't worry about anything. All you need to do is show up, give me a hand. We go in. No one's guarding the place. We literally have the whole place to ourselves. All we need to do is just go in there, get down into the lower levels, maybe find the basement, figure out where they were hiding this stuff, and walk out with it. Easy. Carl kind of looks over at you. You know, you realize that you've always been sort of the glue that kept the two of you together. So when you actually left, those two split off from each other. And they both look to you for any decisions made. So after you, what do you decide to do? Do you decide to go, or do you decide to drop this case?
does feel slight sense of nostalgia, having the old crew back together. So he accepts, definitely.
Carl accepts without thinking too hard about it. He's not a man of deep thought. Jameson, he says, "Great! I knew you guys would be in on this. Thank you very much, guys. You won't regret it."
He's gonna be the first to die. I can feel it.
You guys get into the van. You guys have got all your stuff. And pretty much is, at this point, you're pretty sure this is more of an excavation trip than anything else. You go over, and it takes you about 3 hours to drive out to this place. It's completely devoid of any civilization around this area. And for you, at the time, is a lot more comforting than disturbing. Particularly because you guys don't want to be seen, you know. You don't want to be bothered while you do your work. After a couple of hours, you arrive in front of a gated fence, and that's when he parks the car. He checks the chain and lock that's on it, looks around, makes sure no one else is around here, and he takes out some bolt cutters, cuts the chain, opens the door, hops back into the vehicle, and continues driving through. You find it a little strange that Jameson hasn't said a word since he started driving. But that's perfectly fine. I mean, not like you say much yourself. You're just more used to Jameson doing a lot more of the talking. He talks enough for both of you, after all. Carl, well, Carl's a very simple man. You find yourselves at the entrance. Go ahead and make a perception check, Devo.
Composure plus wits, right?
Yep. Oh, nice.
Oh, 2 10s, Jesus.
Nice. That's 4 successes. Reroll your 10s.
Wait, where's Devo rolling 10 and 8?
What?
Hold-
Oh, scroll down. I rolled 2 10s and 2 9s.
No, I mean like rolling 10d10. Where do you have 10
Oh,
points?
no, that was funny.
Oh,
That was me fucking around before.
alright. What do you have 8 then?
Okay, so you...
How do
wits and composure, I'm guessing his composure is very high and his wits is very high.
Yeah,
His presence must have taken a hit.
Wow.
Okay, so at this point, you can already tell you guys aren't the only ones here. Carl, he's the first to go in. He doesn't really think too hard about it. Jameson says after you. They don't seem to notice what you notice. You see footprints. And they're not old footprints. Not the kind that are just stains on the cement. These are fresh. They look like a lot of foot traffic.
Squinting. Become a little bit more tense up just a little bit. I start looking around a little bit.
Alright. You go inside and you listen close. It could almost have been mistaken for just the building creaking a little bit. The stone. the stone covered in graffiti and, you know, the lights sparse. It's amazing that electricity even still works in this place. But you could almost have mistaken the creaking for footfalls. You could have almost mistaken the creaking for being, well, the building creaking. But what you recognize is the sound of people running. Someone in here, a group of people in here, are moving around. Once again,
Become a little
your partners
become a
have,
little wary.
yeah, your partners seem to have
Yeah.
no idea.
I stop moving for a second. Try and see if I can hear it again. Is there like a hearing check or something?
That's another perception check.
Okay, yeah, another perception check. 1 second. Alright.
Damn, that dice is breakdancing.
Come on, come on. Oh, fuck.
Oh, it almost ended on a 10.
Just
You
Oh.
can't hear them anymore.
can't hear them anymore.
No. They're too far.
I just shrug it off for now. Keep on moving.
You notice something's a little strange. At least with Jameson. He seems to know where he's going a bit too well. Occasionally stops you guys and says, no, let's go this way. Or, come on, just over here. I have a good feeling about this. You don't have any reason not to trust him. Go downstairs. You enter a certain area where the lights no longer work. And Jameson gives a short cuss and says, "It's alright guys, I got flashlights, okay? This is standard. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. We at least found our way into the lower levels." And you guys, he says, "You guys just keep carrying the equipment. I'll hang on to the flashlight." He shines his way. You guys go deeper into the lower levels of this place. And then, Devo, make a perception check again.
You need to see what it is that you need to see. Bad juju, my friend.
Shit.
4 successes.
Success.
Very good. You hear that foot moving again. And you're pretty sure, once again, your friends don't notice it at all. It's whatever is going on is down here. Furthermore, it sounds like there's a struggle. Very quiet struggle somewhere in the distance. Like someone
Stop
were...
everybody's movements.
Yeah, it sounds almost like someone is being strangled deeper inside this place.
Stop everybody's movements. And I kind of motion towards my ear. Tell everybody, listen.
Jameson doesn't hear anything. And Carl, well, even if he could hear anything, you're not quite sure he'd know what to do with it.
God damn it, Carl.
But
Slightly frustrated, but shrug it off again.
Jameson, he nods and says, "All right, let's keep going, man." You go deeper in, and when you get to a certain point, I'm gonna go off of your old perception roll, but you walk into a room and you could swear you smell blood in this room. Your senses are a lot higher since, well, at least in the sense of your attention to the area around you is very keen. But for some reason, this room smells a lot like blood. And for some reason, it makes you really mad that Jameson has the fucking flashlight. And just for a split moment, you have this invasive thought that tells you, take the flashlight and kill him with it.
Damn.
And you just feel, in that one moment, without even noticing, you had already reached for it. Like something pushed your hand towards the flashlight in his hand. You just hear that whisper again. It says, "Oh, it wouldn't be very hard at all."
Oh.
It wouldn't be very hard at all. Why is he acting like he knows so much more than you do? And then it goes away. You continue deeper in until you find yourself sitting in. You find yourself in an odd place. Once again, there are no lights down here. The only lights are from Jameson's flashlight. But every now and again, whenever he sweeps the flashlight around, you could swear that there's a certain distance ahead that shouldn't be as short as it is, where the darkness is impenetrable. The light shouldn't be going such a short distance, is what you feel, and it keeps getting smaller the deeper you guys go. That smell of blood, it's starting to piss you off now. So much of it. It's thick. You almost could swear that whatever it is, it's right next to you. It smells like blood, and it's... Then you just immediately look back and you look at one of your friends and you see Carl, and it really, really drives you up a wall right now. That he's so fucking retarded. He just never pays attention to anything. You don't even know how he wakes up in the morning, and it really drives you up a wall. How simple Carl is. And before you know it, you're standing there. You don't know what happened. It just kind of... There's a lot of blood. That smell of blood's back, but this time it's fresh. How long were you standing in this hallway? What's with that smell? You can't see anything. The flashlight's gone. Jameson, that fucking bastard, took it. You move your foot around and almost trip over something. What do you do?
It's completely pitch black.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. I don't know if he has a cell phone because he can't talk. So
Well, you can always text. I saw what somebody
Sure.
tell
You
me.
can text.
You could use your phone
Is
to
that a
light
cell
up whatever
phone?
you tripped over.
Pulls out a cell phone. Lights up.
When you open up your cell phone and swipe your thumb across the front of your smartphone, the first thing you notice is the red smear
Oh shit.
from where your thumb was. What do you do with it?
I sweep across the room.
You
Light up
turn
the
it
room a
over
little
to
bit.
sweep across, and there's Carl. His head is no longer part of his body, along with the rest of his extremities. Your hands are covered in blood. His arms were ripped off. His legs were stomped on until they were broken and dislocated from the hips. And the head
Jesus Christ.
looks like you've been using that and smashing it against the ground for a good amount of time. The only reason you recognize is because, well, you were smashing the back of the head, not the front. So you could see his face.
Shit.
You have no idea where Jameson is. And, well, here's Carl.
Carl.
Perception check. Check what's in the room. I mean,
Go ahead.
put you. Two, 3, 10.
Very nice.
I think I'm cheating or something. Just doing this.
Noise. That's 5 successes.
Alright.
You firstly manage to avoid tripping and slipping on the blood all over the ground. You back away. This is a situation that you probably would not have noticed before, but you sweep the phone across and you find that there's a point where the light is moving across your shadow. When you look at your shadow, there's something crawling on your back. Something huge. Looks like a small person is on your back. You can only see it in your shadows.
The midget strikes back.
Fuck. I quickly reach on my back.
There's no one there.
Back. Is the shadow still there?
Oh, it's still there.
Fuck. Okay, wait.
Suplex yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't you feel so much better after... so much better. Carl is done. No more. No more of his irritating stupidity, or his dumb comments anymore. You're done with Carl now. You can move on. Now we just need to find Jameson. You remember what happened at Jameson, right? And then you start remembering little bits and pieces of what really just happened. That moment when that blood rage hit. You walked over, put your hands on Jameson's shoulders. and you move him to the side, put him up against the wall, and you put your hand on his face. He had no idea what was going on. He's Carl. He's not a very bright person. But that was okay. Because you knew in the next few moments he wouldn't be thinking very much at all. As you pull his head back and begin to slam it on the wall behind him. You imagine yourself quite strong, but something else made you hit so much harder. Because the first hit broke his neck. The second hit cracked his skull a little bit. And the third opened it up. Jameson, seeing this, completely panicked and said, Paul, what the fuck are you doing? Have you completely lost your... You need to stop. You're killing him. And then you, for the first time, spoke. You turned around and looked at him as you gently kept Paul, Carl standing upright against the wall, and you told him you should hurry up and run. I'll give you until the count of ripping off all 5 of Carl, of ripping Carl into 5 pieces. And then I'm going to kill you.
Shit. Oh, by the way,
Uh-huh.
he's mute through choice, but he can still speak a
You
little.
can still
but
speak? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, he's basically has a burned throat from inhaling too much smoke.
Alright, makes sense. But
Yes. He speaks really gravelly.
Oh, that makes it 5 times more creepier.
and then you just went back to bashing his head against the wall. In the pitch black. As Jameson ran. And what the hell is with those footsteps that you keep hearing? They're somewhere around here. Someone else is here. Well, but that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because when you find them, you're gonna kill them too. And you see the shadow on your back lift its hands up above your head, and you feel your arms moving up like a puppet. And then it moves its hands around, and you're walking now down the hallway, and you can hear the little thing whisper in your ear and say, keep going, he's just around the corner. You round the corner and you see him. He's found the safe. He decided the best option here was going to be to beat it with a hammer as fast as he could so he could get out. And you hear the whisper say, see, there he goes, taking everything for himself. He never had plans to share it with you. He didn't even tell you the truth about what it was. And you can see it. These so-called treasures look nothing like treasures at all. Just a bunch of fucking scrolls. Rolled up paper. You can't make money off of rolled up paper. Wouldn't it have just been easier for him to come here alone? Why do you have to waste your time? Why do you have to make you come here? Now Carl's dead. It's all his fault. Because he didn't want to tell you what you were really here for, so you could tell him no. You would have said no. But he lied. Oh man. Oh, how you hate it when Jameson lies. Jameson spots you in the darkness. Shines his flashlight on you. What do you try to do? Do you try to resist, Devo? Or are you going to give in?
Just a little thing on my back. Hell yeah.
Oh, finally, you get some control.
Yep.
It's like, Jesus, this guy's controlling me. There, what kind of check is that?
This is going to be a willpower check.
Okay.
So this is your resolve and your composure.
Okay. So it's
Basically, your total willpower is what you roll.
Yeah.
Come on, don't fail me now.
Alright.
8 and a 10.
Reroll your 10.
Okay.
3 successes.
You manage to force yourself back down. And you can see your shadow. The thing on your back is slipping off as you resist it. And you stop yourself. But it's still around your legs, and you feel yourself getting pushed one step forward, closer to Jameson, who at this point you notice that he's got something on his back too. But it's keeping him down to the ground, and he can't move as he looks at you.
Shit.
Make another willpower roll.
Come on. Come on, you can do it.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Reroll.
Come on. Just one more. Just one more. Yeah. Close enough.
You manage to finally shake it off. It's still with you, but it can't control you now, and you feel like you're in control, starting with your breathing. And you quickly begin to realize there's something that you guys need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Until you make a perception check.
Okay. Perception check.
Okay. You suddenly feel a wave of relief, like the pressure's been lifted. But you feel that whatever was putting that pressure on you is not far behind. And you turn around quickly, and you see Carl floating there. It's like he's being held up by something in the general shape of what used to be Carl anyway. And it manages to gurgle out through blood and broken teeth.
Shit.
You can't really understand what it's saying, but it's walking towards you. like it's, well, planning to kill you. What do you choose to do? You see smoke coming out of his nostrils, and as the body is hovering in a thin skin of smoke.
Okay, quickly motion for Jameson to follow me.
Jameson seems stuck.
Okay. Perception check, look around what's in the room quickly.
All that's in the room is the safe, and you actually notice that there's a lot of these weird papers all over the walls with writings on them. You're not quite sure what they say, and they all look to be like some kind of diagrams of something that look kind of like, well, it looks kind of like this particular room was used for a lot of human experiments.
Thing still walking towards me.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Okay, okay, this is gonna be kind of... Is this even the thing? I use, Is there any chance that I can turn the light off and then hide? Like a stealth check or something?
You're pretty sure after you've been possessed that there's no place you could hide that it wouldn't find you.
Shit.
It's not just one thing, it's the entire place.
Shit, I can get out of this.
What is your defense?
Defense is 4.
You see the smoke pick up both the arms and let them kind of hang and flop around for a few moments before it throws the arm, or one of the arms at you.
Shit.
With this loud, horrible shriek.
Okay,
You already gave me your defense, so all I have to do is roll for how much damage gets done. You take 1 damage. One bludgeoning damage. So on your health, put slash. Not an X, just a slash.
I can't interact with the box thing.
Well, just keep that written down somewhere else then.
So it's slash?
Yeah.
I'll just write it down or something.
Yeah.
Shit. So I took 1 bludgeoning damage.
Yes, you took 1 bludgeoning damage.
Just me.
That's no problem, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. So it throws its arm forward at you, and you get hit by one of the... You get hit hard enough to where you could hear the bones break inside of the arm that was thrown at you. And you kind of watch as Carl's body is being used like a tornado of parts, and it's making its way towards you.
Oh, fucking shit. What are you?
Carl-nado.
God damn it. Okay, try to duck out and get out of the room.
All right, you try and get out, and and you realize that you leave Jameson behind, right?
Yeah. There's nothing I can do for him.
No, there really isn't, except that he had the flashlight.
I got a cell phone. Fuck.
All you've got is your cell phone, and you didn't realize how long you were down here. It's about to die.
Jeez.
All you hear is a gurgled scream as you hear what you're pretty sure is Jameson's neck being broken.
I'm gonna lose some fucking morality points for this, aren't I?
No, there's a difference between intentional and doing what you need to survive.
Okay. Alright.
You watch as the last of your batteries die in your phone. You have no idea where you are.
Fucking dark.
And every second you wait in the dark, you feel like that shadow is creeping back up on you again.
Okay. Well. I don't know where I am. I don't know which direction I'm supposed to look. I can't see anything.
Pretty sure that
And
the disgusting warm breath on your cheek, and every breath smells like blood.
I have one thing left. I have the direction sense merit. Is there any chance I could use that? Or
You can. You figure that the way that you went in was from north to south. You feel that you're going the right direction. You're going north. That's where you need to go. That's the direction of the exit. Pretty sure that's how you can get out.
Okay.
Keep walking around until you run into a dead end, and you don't know why the dead end so seriously angers you.
Try backtracking a little bit.
Make a willpower
Some of
save,
the-
but not just decide to just start hitting the wall.
Okay. Okay. So- Jesus Christ, man.
Alright.
One more.
Yep.
Roll. Yeah.
You manage to resist, and you shake it off, and you turn around. You keep trying to find a way out. After a good amount of time, you manage to find the stairs. Make your way up. You're on the first floor. You can get out. You know you can. You know you can.
I'm on the first floor. Okay. And I see the exit. It's within eyesight. Like,
You can get
I
there.
can see it.
Oh yeah. You manage to make your way.
Okay.
But your footsteps feel so heavy.
time? Is it still nighttime, or is it like the moon coming out? Can I
Oh,
see a little better?
not really.
Shit.
The only light you have is the exit, and suddenly something is standing in front of you.
God damn it.
Make a willpower check again.
I feel my luck running out. No. Don't do this to me. Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, wow.
We're okay. Whatever. I don't. That's 5 successes. Okay.
Okay. This music's done. I'm gonna go back to the Prestige because I like that song. Now, you understand what it was you were just dealing with, and you kind of try and push your way past it, digging through the darkness until you can see the exit again. Except now you can figure out who those footsteps belong to. Standing at the door is a light, shines in. You feel the flashlight coming across you. You can't see who's holding it, but you know that there are other people here. They're not
Yeah.
Jameson, they're not Carl. And they're doing something strange on the floor.
What's that?
You're not quite sure. You just keep trudging forward. You just,
Perception check.
yeah. You just want to get out at this point. You just don't want to be here anymore. It's-
No, Taco. God damn. Oh, I don't know yet.
He's gonna
I'm
find
gonna
out.
Do a perception. Do a perception check. Shit.
Soon. He shall know his answers.
Nine. Oh, okay.
Soon
Only
it'll be
2
done.
successes.
Alright, Devo, you notice that they've surrounded themselves with a circle of salt. What looks like salt. And they've made a small little a bunch of weird looking symbols on the ground with it. At this point, one of them walks up to you, and she puts what looks like a salt shaker in your hand, and says, "Throw it over your left shoulder."
Got nothing to lose. Do what she says.
You throw it over your left shoulder, and you hear the most disgusting, yet at the same time, most enjoyable, horrible shriek of something, of that thing that was on your back, crying out in pain. And then you feel the building shake. At which point, the woman grabs you and puts you inside of the circle. Once you're inside the circle, you feel like you can breathe in here. Something which was very difficult to do outside. It was like you were choking on smoke again. But here you are, and you're inside the circle. You feel protected. Especially when something is moving in the darkness outside. Just waiting for you to leave. And you see the people who are inside this large salt circle busily, they're doing something, they're chanting something. Some of them look a little weird. They're carrying... Who carries claymores around with them? And crossbows. Oh, this is some kind of Van Helsing kind of shit. But whatever they're doing, it's clearly doing something with the area. It's pissing off something. And
Yeah.
you feel, you watch as one of them comes up to you, takes a cross, and puts it around your neck. You're not a very religious person, but something about this cross comforts you. You're not sure what the significance of it is. But you feel like something has been purged from your body. And so there you stand, your hands drenched in your friend's blood. And you see the most peculiar thing. There are at least 6 people here. 2 of them wearing suits. They have odd little pins on their shirts. 2 of them they look like they're not from the area. They're wearing large jackets and they're armed with bastard swords, a claymore, and one of them has a crossbow. And you see 2 others who have this strange set of books, and they have this weird look on their face about them, like their eyes are kind of sunken in. They haven't slept in a long time, and they're chanting something that almost feels like when you look at them, you can smell sulfur and brimstone.
Interesting.
You watch as something crawls out of their shadow. Almost like the thing that was on your back, except it comes out of their shadow and it moves around inside of your salt circle. They go and move aside some of that salt. And in that exact moment, you feel that malevolent presence again. It has broken into the circle. And then it goes back out. You watch as those shadows seep out. And they close the circle again. And you can feel some kind of horrible battle being waged outside.
Damn. Am I hearing anything? Just hearing screams or something?
You wait
Do I
for
see
several
anything?
moments before you hear a loud scream and the sound of something being devoured.
Shit.
After which, the 2 people with the tomes kind of stand up and they step outside of the circle. And they begin doing another series of chants. After which, they close their tomes, look back at the others, and nod their heads. You have no idea what it was you just experienced, or what you just saw. At this point, the 2 with the crossbows and the claymores, they turn at you, and one of them draws their weapon.
Oh, Kyra.
Huh? Oh no, it's not her.
Draw their
Not-
weapons?
It's not the Kairos. The
Huh?
Kyra
Oh,
group?
Aegis Kaidoru?
Yeah.
Yeah, that-
Chiron.
No, I don't
Forgetting
think that was.
factions.
Oh, Chiron Group. No, that's a
Yeah.
different group. Chiron is entirely different, dude. It's a pharmaceutical company. These are Aegis Kaidoru. So they reach over and pull out their weapons, and now they're looking at you. And it looks like they plan to deal with you.
My tip is to shoot him in the face with a Milner cannon.
All
That
right.
way.
I pull out a million out of my pocket.
A
I
Milner
fucking shoot them. I fucking kill them all. The
Yeah,
end.
That's how bad our campaigns got.
The two in the suits, they kind of, say, hey, hold on. We don't need to do that. The members of Aegis Kaido's are kind of sitting there like, no, he wouldn't have gotten possessed if he didn't have if he wasn't already a malevolent person.
Oh shit.
What a dick.
No, right? Do
This man has committed a lot of crimes that the demon could easily feast on. And the two others with the sunken eyes and the tomes, one of them, they don't seem to really care. They just stand up and they pick up their things and pack things up.
Carl.
And the two people in the suits and the two people with the swords, they're just bickering and arguing back and forth until finally one of them says, all right, we'll take him under our wing and we'll see what happens, okay? We think that we can make use of him. After all, he did just survive that, so it's not like it's clear that he may be of some use. He has strong resolve. And they continue going back and forth, talking about you as if you weren't there.
Yeah, and
But you don't feel
there.
really pissed off. You don't feel like you're angry like you were before. And you're still trying to make sense of what happened.
Yeah.
Along with the grief of now knowing that your only two friends are dead. One of them murdered at your own hands.
Well, I haven't talked to them in years and shit. And
Well, you did kill him.
yeah, I did kill him. Blind rage. That was pretty bad.
At
But then,
this point,
came back.
the two people in the suits grab you and begin walking you out.
Oh shit.
And they say, "Come on, hurry up before the Catholic Church decides it wants to get a confession out of you. You don't want to go to confession with them."
Fuck those guys.
Are they the? I don't know the name you just said before. I remember reading.
Kaido.
Yeah, those dudes.
Oh, the Chiron group?
No, the Aegis Kaido.
Aegis
Aren't they
Kaido?
the-
Yes.
Yeah, those are the religious guys, right?
Yes.
Shit. Yeah, I remember reading about them a little bit.
And you see them take a nod to the other two, and they just wave back, and they all seem to go their separate ways. You see that the two members with the tome seem to be putting something into a bottle, and they hand one of the bottles over to one of the people in the suits. You have no idea what it is. Nothing. No explanations are given. You're just pretty much dragged at this point out, and they say, "Hey, is that your vehicle over there?" As they point to the van.
And then I nod.
One looks over at the other. What? You mute?
Nod.
No. Well, that makes things easy. I didn't want to have to listen to you anyway. He walks over to the van and
Stick a middle finger at him.
opens up the door, digs around, and takes out a couple of things. Nothing only things that seem to be kind of useful. A couple of tools, and Then he brings him over to his car, and he points to the other one and say, "Put him in there. Hurry up. I'll take care of this." At which point he goes to the back of his vehicle, comes out with a suitcase of some kind. You're not quite sure what the fuck was in it. Um, he, he pushes the car over to the side and opens up the suitcase, sticks something onto the van, and you watch as the van gets detonated and set on fire.
Damn.
Damn it.
And he
Macho
comes back
shit.
and
Welcome
says,
back.
he comes back and says, "Don't worry so much about your friends. Well, whatever the fuck you call those people down there that you killed. Um, they might be given a proper burial unless the Catholics feel like being assholes. Uh, I don't imagine you like them that much. Well, then, whatever. And we're just not gonna talk about it. Sound good? Do you have a home?" Obviously, you have a
Shrug.
home. You live somewhere, don't you? Unless you're a bum. Are you a bum?
Chuckle. Really deep, throaty, gravelly chuckle. It's like a fucking duck. What the hell?
Right. So, you're gonna. What I need you to do is I need you to tell me how to get your house. If you have any valuables, start planning on taking them now because, well, you're not gonna be living there anymore.
Yes, Taco. Yes.
You get. I mean, this guy, at least he's a snarky, horribly sarcastic asshole, but you get the feeling as you sit in the vehicle. I mean, there's him, and he wears a pin on his shirt that has a card, and it says it's an ace of spades. And you notice the quiet woman. She's been sitting there. She seems a little too pleasant. Not like just in personality, but she's also too pleasant to look at. Like too pretty to be human or normal.
Mm.
She has a card on and a pin on her shirt that has an ace of hearts.
Ow.
And she doesn't say anything to you. She just seems to be quietly observing you. Although you're a lot more surprised that she isn't doing what most other people would do, where they stare at your face in abject horror and are like, "What happened to your face?"
Up into your face.
And she just quietly looks at you. And she says, eventually she does say something to you in a voice that immediately causes you to pay attention to her. You almost don't notice that when she starts talking, the car swerves just a little bit as the driver, which is the ace of spades, he
Mm-hmm.
almost turns to look at her as well, but then he turns back to the road.
Oh.
Like you were forced to listen. And you're not quite sure you can feel that force on you. Your willpower I'm going to give you this time is enough to resist a little bit of it, but you pay attention to her anyway. But
Yeah.
you feel forced, like there's something that's dragging your attention to her. And she says, "I'm sorry for the events that took place. That happened to you today. But rest assured that we will help take care of you. Unfortunately, because of your knowledge and what you've seen, you have become a liability to two factions, of which, well, your death would be the easiest answer to them. For us, we see a potential in you. You have a lot of resolve to have managed to make it so far and resisted uh, a class 3 demon.
Hey.
You're not quite sure what the hell any of that means. You're kind of just more happy that she's talking and you want to hear her talk more.
That's kind of
You
creepy.
feel slightly elated when she's speaking.
Only slightly.
Just a little.
And she says, in order to ensure that, we need to take you under our wing. And this is due in part to the fact that you have seen certain things that normal humans don't see. And we would prefer to invite you into our numbers so that you can learn a little more about what lurks under the guise of civilization and how best to defend yourself and others. So that way there won't be more victims such as, well, your friends.
I nod in agreement.
She smiles at
In my
that
mind,
and,
I'm thinking,
huh? Go ahead. What are you thinking?
oh, no, nothing. Just nod in agreement.
She takes out a small rag, hands it over to you for you to wipe your hands with, before she hands you a card. And it has clubs on it. 2 of clubs. She says, I highly advise you hang on to that card. It's going to be very important to you over the next few weeks. You'll be with others who are in a similar situation to you. You'll live amongst them, and you'll work together. And hopefully, through your cooperation and teamwork, you'll be able to succeed. And, well, we'll see where it goes from there. At this point, they take a stop at your house. And the dude, he kind of quickly, being his asshole self, he just busts into your house. Like, the most concerning part of it all was that he broke into your house with a lockpick. The same that you do, but it only took him a few moments to do. You assume yourself very fast. I mean, you're pretty fucking quick at this. But he took a look at it, pulled out a small set. This guy obviously has done this a lot. Goes in, cracks into it, opens the door, walks in. And you just watch as he kind of just peruses through your stuff. He says, yeah, you've got about 30 minutes, and we gotta leave.
Yeah, I'm not bound or anything, right?
Huh? No.
I'm not. Okay. Alright, just walking there. It's a pretty barren apartment.
Yeah.
Probably. Doesn't keep much. He doesn't have a lot of stuff that's of sentimental value. Most of that stuff's in a storage somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And just takes a couple essentials. His wallet. Cell phone charger.
That would be good. Take some bags
Knife.
of clothes and everything, and then after that, you're ready to go. And then you can tell this guy's professional the way that he only puts on gloves when he's about to do work with touching something, such as your doorknob.
Yeah.
He takes care of everything, and then you guys leave. And You guys drive up into a old apartment complex. Uh, in front of an old apartment, and you see the building where everyone else is. You watch as
Yeah.
he walks up to the door, takes his card, and slides it into the mail slot. At which point the door is opened and you see 3 shotguns are aimed at the door. You're pretty sure all of them are on hair trigger. And then he says, "After you."
Yep.
They'll help you
Walk
once you're
in.
inside. At which point he takes his card back, closes the door, goes back into the vehicle, and they take off.
Brum, brum,